Storm Track weather with meteorologist Gabriela Gomez.
After dealing with the heat through most of the week, we finally started to cool things down yesterday. Most stayed right around that 80-degree mark. A few spots further north even struggling out of the 70s. We could see more of those mid-70s later on this afternoon. Off to a chilly start this morning. This is temperature changes in the last 24 hours. Could see those western half of the viewing area dealt with a little bit more cloud cover, so really just closer to average with those lows this morning. But those further eastward, 10, 15, even getting close to 20 degrees cooler than just this time yesterday. We're seeing mostly clear skies for a vast majority of the area. This is looking northwest over Emporia. You can see some of those clouds there off in the distance. Temperature-wise, we're at 51 right now at Topeka. Winds are fairly light from the northwest, about 5 miles an hour. Really not going to be a huge concern with our wind speeds going forward. Usually we're seeing lows in the low 60s, so we're about 10 degrees below that this morning, and we're typically topping out in those mid-80s. Didn't even make it to that point yesterday, and we'll be about 10 degrees below that later this afternoon. Temperatures across the state, 50s, a few spots in the 60s. That's what we're seeing across our viewing area. 60 for Junction City, Manhattan at 61, 58 for Emporia, 46 for Hiawatha, Marysville at 48, also at 48 for Forbes Field. It's a little chilly out there, especially with some drier air in place. We were holding on to moisture this time yesterday. Now that dry air really taking over the central part of the country, and we'll hold on to the drier air throughout the weekend. Just feeling overall more like fall throughout the rest of this weekend. Try and get into those mid-70s later on today. A little bit warmer tomorrow, around 80 or so, similar to where we topped out Friday, and we'll continue to add to those numbers heading on into early next week. Another cool start for Sunday. We could see more spots getting into those low 50s and upper 40s. Unfortunately, we may get another little bank of clouds that kind of hovers over the western portions of the area, so just closer to average for some. Trying to warm things up tomorrow afternoon and on into early next week. Overnight lows may stay consistent into Monday morning. Otherwise, by Tuesday, we start to see overnight lows get a little warmer, and even our highs Monday afternoon. I think we may even see more of those middle 80s for a lot of us to start off the upcoming work week. Clear and quiet for most of us this morning. You can see some of those clouds hovering over the western half of our area. Most of the central part of the country not seeing a whole lot of activity, and we're going to stay very quiet from here on out. We really don't see any chances for rain in the foreseeable future. And here's a look at that cloud cover that'll start to move out quickly as we go throughout the day. Plenty of sun, clear skies tonight, and even through the daytime tomorrow. Should see lots of sunshine. We really don't even get a whole lot of cloud cover going forward. Heading on into next week, we just kind of heat things up really where we left off with some of those middle to upper 80s Monday and Tuesday, around 90 or so Wednesday. And we'll try and cool back down, really just closer to average for Thursday and Friday, with lows in the low 60s and highs in the mid 80s. Even heading into next weekend, still about 8 to 9 days away, but showing very slim chances for rain. But definitely a lot can change between now and then, as we're still over a week away.